Hi everyone, welcome to Last Minute Coders. My name is Vinay. In last tutorial we learned to save and update gallery data to SharePoint list. Okay, so we have one gallery. Okay, what we were doing, we were saving its data to SharePoint list. Okay, and then what we were doing, once this data is saved to SharePoint list, we are again getting this data back to our gallery. Okay, then we were doing some update on this gallery, and then we were just saving this data back to our SharePoint list. Okay, so this is what we learned last time. Let me navigate back to our main form that we were working on. So this was our main form that we were working on, right? And here also we have one gallery. We have one gallery with us, right? This was our gallery. Okay, so currently what was happening, like we can only save this data to SharePoint list, but we haven't made any feature how we can update existing data. Okay, so this is what we will implement in this video. So if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon too, so you don't miss any upcoming notifications on these tutorials and other videos. Okay, so we are on the editable canvas. So let's start. Firstly, how I made this dynamic. If I just play this, see if I click on add, so see the site is auto dynamic. Okay, previously there is some drop down up here. So how do I made this dynamic? Okay, let me select this. And previously its height is not like this, its height is something. Let me comment this code. How to comment to /. Okay, and let me make it height like static. Let me make it like 300. So you see this scroll up here for this gallery also. Now how to make this dynamic? To make this dynamic, we have like one property of our gallery. See, the name of my gallery is gallery 3, template size. Okay, so go to your template size property, and here see what is the property template size, and what is the formula I have written. Text input 4.y plus text input 4.height plus 2. So what is happening? What is text input 4? So this one is text input 4. Okay, from here to here. Okay, and plus 2, there is some little bit 2 space gap is here, right? So that is my template size from here to here. Okay, so I hope I am making sense. So this is our template size. Once you define the template size, see if I click up here, if I just select this row, so see this is what template size here. See, one template. Then how many items do I have? Let's say if I have, like here I have 1 2 3 4 5, right? 5 items. So if I multiply these 5 row with my template size, so I'll get proper height or not. So that is what we were doing here. So how do we calculate the number of rows? So for that we have count rows formula, and inside that we have to write something like this, gallery 3.all item, and then we will just multiply it by template height. Template height is nothing but template size only. Okay, so here see, in this way you can make this gallery dynamic. Okay, so if I click on delete, see its height is already dynamic. Now you might be seeing, if I'm clicking on add, why this RAM 101 is coming. So for testing purposes I did this. Okay, so let me remove this from here for now. Okay, and unit price, I'll just keep it as 1 instead of 0. So fine. And if I'll just save it, play the app now, see if I click on add, this time this will be blank, 0 1. Okay, so fine. Okay, so now that we have made this gallery dynamic, let us update its data. So I told you how we are retrieving this data, right? So if I click on one, I am seeing data which is present in form id 1. So see, this is the data which is present in form id 1. If I select 4, so I'll see the data which is present in form id 4. If I select like 11, so I'll see the data which is present in form id 11. Okay, and let me select 8. I'll select 8, Manoj. Okay, so see, all the data is coming, these are auto calculated. Okay, so well and good, right? I have added this update button up here. Once, like if we deselect this, we will only see the save button. Okay, if I select like 8, the save button will hide and this update button will show up. So see, what is the code I have written in the visible property. I am saying that if is blank, like what I am saying. Let me explain you like this. I am saying if this is blank, okay, this, you see this control box, if this is blank, then don't display this, don't display. Okay, and if this is blank, don't display this, but display this. Okay, I'll say display this. Okay, but if it is like opposite, if this contains some value, just show this and hide this. Okay, then hide this. So we will see that. So this is the code, like you can see up here, if is blank, if this my combo box, see the color up here, green. If this is blank dot selected is blank, then simply just do false, otherwise do true. I'll just copy the same code from here. I'll say copy. I'll go to save data, right? Go to its visible property. Anyways, I have written, but just to like show you in real time, I'll paste this up here and I'll just this time make this true and this one false. Okay, so see up here what happens this time, and the name of this save data button was button 4_3. So I'll just copy the name of it. I'll go to this update button, go to its x property. I'll say dot x. Okay, for its y, I'll say button 4 dot y. For its width also, I'll say button 4 dot width. For its height also, I'll say button 4 and this 4_3 dot height. Okay, so that they will be on the same position, so that they see, if I do like this, see the save data, and if I select something update data, but they are two different button. Okay, see this update data is button 4_4, and that save data is also up here, but it is hidden right now. See, this visible is false. So this is like this. So inside update data button, let's see on select what all code I have written. So I have written some code. If you want, let me just delete all the code from here. Okay, I'll delete every code from here. I'll just see now the code is blank. We will just write the code from the beginning. I'll deselect up here. I'll go to button 4_4. See, we are up here now. Okay, save data. On select. Wait. Alright, by default I have deleted the code for this. Let me press Ctrl Z and let us see if we receive. Okay, so this is the code for save data, sorry. Okay, and if I go to button 4_4, so see, this was the code for like update data. Okay, so let me remove this code. So sorry about that. Okay, and so this was our save data. Button 4_3 is nothing but save data. So this was the code which we have learned in like previous video. Okay, so let me copy this code. Let me copy this same code. Okay, I copied this code. Now let me select this 8 up here. Okay, so we will see Manu's data. Let's say I wanted to update this data. Okay, I'll go to update data. I'll paste the same code, like the save one code. Okay, and here what we will do, firstly, how we are retrieving like id there, in once we are like saving, we are saying like if is blank. So this time we won't do like this if we do not need. From where we will get our id this time? We will get our id from this, right? Form id 8. Our id is what? This 8 only, right? So let me copy this, go to update data, I'll go up here. Okay, just simply I'll paste this, I'll just select it, dot id. Okay, so this var form id sorry, not id, maybe value. So this var form id will contain what? This will contain 8. Whatever id I have selected, it will contain that. See up here 8, right? Okay, once that is done, patch function is fine, but see, this is source, this is, it will create a new record. If you don't want to create a new record, what you need one more comma up here. See, if I add a comma, what will happen? This become this third parameter, this will become update where. So I need to look up that row where we need to update this. So I'll say lookup. It will ask me where do you want to look up. I'll say lookup in this table billing information, where my form id. Okay, form underscore id is what? Where my form underscore id is equal to this var form id. Okay, so this will look up in this row, like wherever my var form id is like 8, right? So it will look up in that, and it will update in that row only. Okay, so this is done. You can even you can see up here. Okay, if I click up here, see patch, source, record, and the third one is update, right? So this one is what? Update. So fine, same for shipping also, we have to do the same thing. I'll just copy this code, I'll go up here, I'll paste this. Okay, add a comma instead of table billing. What I need to do, I'll just need to change it to table shipping information, and that's it. Let me move over to my SharePoint list and let me show you like in billing information for like form 8 what data we have. So see, we are on our SharePoint list, and here see for form 8, see this, what do we have? We have Manoj, MMJ, Sharma, and these are the detail of Manoj, right? Let me filter up here. Let me go say filter by, I'll just simply select 8. Okay, and here see this is like 8th. So at this position only, like it should update. Let me remove the filter, and let me just show you like what will happen if I like change this person's name. Okay, see for 8th record, for this record, currently its first name is Manoj, then MMJ, Sharma, and this thing. Let me do one thing. Let me change like the billing information first name. I'll say Lakshmi, and rest is all the same. And let me change its address to 123 Street XYZ Road. I'll just change this also. Okay, I'll change it to Agra. Change the zip code 123456. Okay, see, I changed like these 3 things. Let me change this also. LS. I'll change the Sharma to Verma. Okay, so see, I did all these changes. So what should happen once I'll click on this update button? So before I press on this update button, let me again just click on this update button. Since I have only written code for billing information and shipping information. For parts information till now I haven't. So firstly, let me just comment this code before clicking this button. Okay, so I commented this code, like these two are fine. Okay, now let me run, and if I click on update here, see currently what do we have? For 8 we have Manoj, MMJ, Sharma. See this will get updated, and here it is written new record, right? It will be updated record. Okay, Why it will be updated record? See, if I click on this for title, okay, sorry, I'm just providing new record, right? I'll say update record. Here also I'll say update record. Okay, so the title will also change. So let me just run it, and now let me press this update data button, and let's wait for few sec. See, done, right? Data successfully saved, it is saying. So see, update record for 8th form ID, it updated, and rest all are same. It didn't create any new row, right? And updated where my form ID is 8, it updated there and there only. Agra, UP, this 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3, say this. So everything is like working fine. Same in the case if I go to shipping information and parts information. Let me close this one. So see this shipping information. Let's say for form ID 8. For form ID 8 here, see what is the name, Manoj MMJ, and you can see in the app it is like Manoj. If you wanted to change this also, you can. Okay, Manoj MMJ, we will just change it to MSM. Okay, change his address to 654 Street. Okay, you can do other changes as well. Okay, let me say 9. So I'll just do in decreasing order this number 987456, and if I'll click on now update, see this data will also get updated, and this shipping information currently, like you have this, right? So once I'll refresh this, you will see the changes up here as well. Okay, updated data, see MSM 654 Street, this 987. Okay, so see here also, like for form ID 8 only it updated, right? So for these two is fine, but the third one, like this part information is this is like gallery. Now I taught you like how we can update the gallery data in last video. Once we were able to retrieve this gallery, right? Now how we can like update this. Okay, so I'll go to this update here, see, and this part I commented, right? Let me remove these comment. Okay, so we have this gallery. The code will remain the same, like this patch, the source, then we have to look up. Okay, so here also we have to look up, right? So that's fine. So this patch for all gallery, all I hope like now you know like what this code does, so I'll not explain again. Here we will just need to write that lookup code. So let me just copy this code from here. I'll paste it here. Okay, so where do you want to look up? I'll say look up here. Okay, in this table parts information, this is where you need to look up. Okay, where my form ID is equal to where form ID. But see what is the problem with this if I do something like this. So here we are on table parts information, right? Here see form ID 7. So we have 3 ID with the same 7. So how do I make one unique column like using this form ID? So for that, what we will need to do, we need to use form ID as well as ID. Okay, so basically what we are doing, we are just making like a composite key. Previously, like if you see, like previously what was happening, like this form ID was what this was my primary key. I hope you know what primary key is. If you are a little bit from the like computer science background, you know what a primary key is. So basically primary key cannot be null, so this value cannot be null. Okay, first thing is that, and second thing is that like it will always be unique. Okay, so it will always be unique. But see up here, can I say up here like this my form ID is a primary key? No, right? Because 7 is repeating itself, so I cannot make this key as my primary key. So how do I make like a primary key using this form ID here? So for that, what I'll do, I'll use this column and I'll use this column, and I'll combine these two columns and I'll make one composite key. Okay, so together they will call a composite key. Okay, so see the 7-1 totally unique, 7-2 totally unique, 7-3 totally unique, 8-4 totally unique, 8-5 totally unique. Okay, IDs anyways is like always will be unique. Okay, now you might ask me like, why not use IDs only? Okay, the reason like simple. If I simply use IDs, how the hell I'm going to know like what are the record for this 7? Okay, so for that I need this form ID as well. All right, so let us move back to our app. So here anyways we have used, so how do we make a composite key? We have to use and function, sorry, and keyword. So this and sign, see, and I'll say where my ID, here see ID is equal to, now where will I get this ID? Okay, so this ID should come from this gallery. Okay, so if I just scroll this little bit down and if I click up here, okay, go to its data source. So since its data source is this, so if I double click on it, so you just see that does it contain ID or not. Let me do one thing, move this a little bit up first. Now let us double click on this and let's search for ID. We will definitely have ID up here. Here see, we have this ID column, right? So we have this ID with us. That's really nice. Okay, so how we can retrieve ID up here, I'll just move this down and here I'll say from this gallery how can I get ID. For this we have this record property, this record dot, and what do I need to get? I'll say ID. Anyways, like this looks fine. Okay, but again like it will throw us an error. In last video I've shown you like it will throw you an error. So for to get rid of that error we will use with function. So for now let I just change this to like update. Rest all thing will remain the same. Okay, see, did nothing, like I changed the title, added this one row up here. Okay, so this is done. Let me scroll this down and if I move up here, see, for form ID 8, if you see up here, like see this RAM, I've written some random thing up here. So see, and the same thing is up here, RAM, SSD, processor. So let me change everything to monitor. Okay, I'll change every part name to monitor, and last two let us keep like RAM. Okay, so first four are monitor, then 2 are RAM. And here for description, what I'll do, I'll just remove this. I'll say Acer monitor. Okay, Apple monitor, Samsung monitor. Here I'll say Dell monitor. For RAM I'll say Samsung RAM. Here I'll say Dell RAM. Okay, so these two are done. For price we can like, okay, see, I change it to 1000 to this maybe 100 1. Okay, so we can do like so many changes. See, for the first two rows I did all these changes, right? Currently what we have, if you see this 8 appears, for this row we have RAM, this is random text 104. Okay, and here what do we have for the new 1002 Acer monitor. So see what will happen if I click on update. This time I am pretty sure like it will throw an error, but let's see that error first. Once I click on update data, see, it gave an error when retrieving data, network fetching. So it gives this error. Okay, so how to get rid of this error? Anyways, our code is like fully correct, but still we are getting error on this line. So how we can get rid of this error? So for that we have to use this with function. Now in like my previous videos also I have shown you like how with function works. So this is the syntax: with, then normal bracket, then 2 curly bracket, comma, then you have to close, and inside it we have our this batch function. Okay, so here we can define our variables. Okay, so I'll say underscore id, and here colon, inside this I'll say this record dot id. So see, I just created one variable underscore id, and inside that I'm storing this. And now in place of this, now some of you might say like this is exactly the same. You just created one variable and now you are using that variable. I know like this is exactly the same, but previously it was throwing me an error. This time it will not throw me an error. Even though you see up this error, it will remove itself. Okay, once we will like play, and if I click this time, see, if I show you here, even if I refresh, it would not have like updated. Okay, see, RAM, this is again random text, but see, if this time if I click on update data, our data will be updated. Okay, it might take some time, but it will be updated. So let us wait. So see, done, data successfully saved. We received this message. Now we are on this our paths. See the stable paths information. Let me refresh this up here. Okay, let us wait. Here, see, for form ID 8 monitor, Acer monitor, this price, this became 2, and see everything updated, right? First 4 were monitor, last 2 were RAM, then Acer, Apple, Samsung. I think I have written instead of Dell, Cell. So Cell monitor, Samsung RAM, Dell RAM. Okay, so exactly the same, right? Exactly the same things we are seeing up here. So we are successfully able to update this, right? So now we have both the functionality. We have functionality to save the data, okay, and we also have save the new row. See, if I have this, so this is what my blank form is. So in my blank form, I'll just add a new data, right? Once a new data is added, a new form ID will get created, like 26. Let me just show you. Let's say, let me input my value. I do not have any middle name. For address, I'll say PXY street. Okay, for city, I'll say Dehradun. For state, I'll select Uttarakhand. For zip code, I'll give a random zip code. For shipping address, I'll say Mayank's name, Mayank LMC. For address, I'll say, okay, I'll say Guwahati. Here I'll say Assam. Zip code, I'll just give some random zip code. For parts information, okay, I order like this RAM. I need Samsung RAM. Okay, 8 GB, I'll say. The price of it is like maybe $200, and the quantity, let's say if I order 2. Okay, so see this, only I've done. Let me add one more. Let me order monitor also. I'll order LG monitor. I'll say 30 inch. Okay, and the price of this is, let's say, 400, and the quantity is like 1. Okay, so I ordered these 2 things. This data, if I click on this save data, firstly let me show you, like we only have like 25 present. Okay, 25 form ID. So see, if I will save this data, once like this data is saved, like see what will happen. We will get notification like data saved successfully. Once this data is saved, so what should happen, like this whole thing should be blank, right? Once this data is saved. Okay, so we will do that also, but for now let me select 1. And now see, this 26 site is created. Let me click on 26. See, right, For 26 we have this, right? Let me change it to 2 so that you will see the difference. For 2 I have this. For 26, which I have just created, it is like this, and it is saying like, do you need to update this data? If I say instead of like like I need to order like 16 GB RAM, and that's their price is now like 300. Okay, quantity is still like 2, and this everything is same. So I updated this. So let me just refresh this parts information so that you could see. Okay, what I'll do is I'll say larger to smaller. Okay, so see this 26. For 26 I have created this. Now you are seeing like for testing I have created so many records up here. So see this 26, and these are 2 ID, currently like 8 GB RAM, right? Once I click on update, it should be like its price should be 300 and it should be 300 GB. So let us wait, let us see how long it will take. So see, it is completed. Let me refresh up here. Let us wait. It should be update, and here should be 16 GB. So see up here, update record. This RAM is 16 GB. Now the price increased to 300. Okay, so amazing, right? We have built these functionality. Now a very important part, see what will happen if our these form ID will like increase to like 500 or more than 2000. So if you go to settings, here in general, currently like basically what happens is like this data row limit is like 500. So we have some delegations, okay, in PowerApp. So what delegations do is, let's say if I'm connected to the SharePoint list, and there if some functions have delegation, like here if I click up here, I am using this last function. Okay, if I click on this, not on this, let me remove the ID from here first. Okay, so I'll be on the save data. In the save data I'm using this last function. So this will give me delegation. Okay, now you might say like, how will I get this delegation? Okay, so what will happen is like see if my items are more than like 500 in this list, it will not retrieve those items in this PowerApp. Okay, so see this form ID also. See, I have this form ID, right? And I have this as well with me. Let me say smaller to larger. And if I scroll this down, say this, just see this ID, right? We are currently at 205. Now we are on 300, 400, and see 500. Till 500, what ID we have? Till 500 we have this form ID 15, right? After that we have like this 501. So see what will happen if for this form ID, this distinct will also give like that delegation. If I change this to like table parts information, anyways, like it will not throw me any delegation warning as well. But see, anyways, I have like 26, but I'm only seeing 15 items up here, and I have received one like comment on last to last video. So thank you, I will thanks that guy that like pointed this out. So what will happen is, see, so we have like this 500, right? But how we will get this 501 ID then? Okay, so for that, what we will need to use, for that we will have to use the collections. Okay, now again if we try to retrieve this all this data to like collections in this, again it will throw us an error. So how we can solve that? For that, what we need to do, we are up here, right? So we need to make this form ID column as or we will need to create one more column, and we will say that column as our index ID column. Okay, our index ID column, or we can make this form ID column as our index column. So we can go to this table billing information, right? Once you are on this table billing information, see, you have this form ID column, right? So go to the setting up here, see, click on your setting, go to list setting. Okay, once you go to list setting, you have this index column. Okay, click on this index column. So whichever column is your number column will be eligible for index column. See, click on this create new index column, and here let us select that form underscore id column. Okay, and we will say create. Okay, so see, you have created one of maximum 20 index of this list. So form underscore id is now our index column. If we head back to our list, here you will see no changes. Okay, but now this column will behave as our index column, same way as our id is. And using filters, now we can extract even we have thousands or million of record we can extract, we can load them in our Canvas app. How we can do that, that we will learn in the next video. In this one we will just keep it till here, and we just created this form id column as our index column. Let me change this to table billing information. Okay, for now let me do this. In next one, what we will do, we will create a collection in that. So we will load all this billing information in that collection. Okay, and in here we will use that collection, and for save data here also we will use that collection. Okay, anyways, last function is not it will not give delegation with collection. See, what do I mean by it? Let me just show you. Let me copy this code, and I have one screen where I have created one collection. Here, see, inside this button, see, what happens is, if I click on this button, it just create one collection cold temp with 2500 records. Okay, see up here, if I just scroll this down, so see, it contain 2500 rows. Okay, now what we can do, let me create one, not edit form, I just needed one label or maybe text input. I'll just input one label, delete. Okay, I'll have one label. Inside that label, instead of billing information, I'll use that what was the name of that? I think cold temp. Okay, so see what it is getting, 2500. Okay, so the last function is not a problem, but if we use SharePoint list inside this last function, it will give delegation. Okay, so our delegation is SharePoint list, not this collection. Even if we have 5000 recorded, it will not see. If I change to 5000, or maybe see 10,000, if you don't believe me, let me do 10,000. Let me click this button. It will take a little bit time to create 10,000 record. See, it did created. I'll click up here. Let me just show you. If I'll double click on this cold temp, see up here, id 012. So see, 10,000 record it have. Okay, so see this, if I scroll like this. So in this way also, you can create so many records. Okay, so and see up here in this, I am retrieving the last also. So the last function doesn't give delegation, but inside last function, if we use directly use our data sources, it will only try to retrieve 500 record at a time. Okay, so in next video what we will do, we will just load all our these whatever lists we have right in our SharePoint. We will just retrieve them in collection. Okay, and then we will just do this operation. Okay, so that we will not get any delegation in our app. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, again, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Goodbye.